Let's begin. Today is October 5th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 5 criteria cards. Criteria card 9, 11, 16, 19, and 21. And the puzzle uses the blue verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 5 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D and criteria card E. Criteria card A looks at our 3-digit solution, and the Turing machine will let us know how many of those digits are 3. Are there no 3s? Is there a single 3? Perhaps 2, maybe even all 3 are 3. Criteria card B will take a look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, and compare them. So should the value of triangle be less than square? Should they be equal? Or should the value of triangle be greater than square? Criteria card C will take a look at the 3-digit solution, but this time it'll let us know a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. Are there more even than odds, or are there less even than odds? Criteria card D, again, takes a look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, adds them up, and compares the value to 6. So should the sum be less than 6? Should it be equal to 6? Or should the sum be greater than 6? And finally, criteria card E, again, takes a look at our 3-digit solution, but this time it'll let us know a little bit about its structure, so to speak. Specifically, there are 2 general cases. One where the 3-digit solution has a pair, as in the example 131, or alternatively, there is no pair. But there are 2 cases. One where all the digits are different, as in the example 134, or all the digits are the same, as in the example 222. And remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that one unique 3-digit code that abides by all the 5 criteria cards we just described. And we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I want to test is criteria card C. I want to know a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. Okay, so the Turing machine agrees with my proposal. Notice that I do have 2 odds to a single even. So that means that there are less even than odds. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes. And simply what that means is we have a majority of odds. So we could have, as little as 2 odds and 1 even, or it could be that we have all 3 be odd. Okay, so the next thing I think I'd like to test is criteria card E. Okay, so the Turing machine does not agree with my proposal. Notice that in 314, all the digits are distinct. There are no pairs. So yeah, that falls under the no pairs scenario, but the Turing machine doesn't agree with that. So in fact, it's telling us that we do have a pair. So let's go ahead and type that up in section E, and we'll say that the solution has a pair. And at least we know we do have a pair of odds. We just don't know if that 3rd digit happens to be also odd. So let's see. So if we take a look at criteria card A, I don't think we could have 3 3s because that would not be a pair. That would have been a no pair under that definition. So we can't have 3, but we could have none, 1, or 2. If we had a single 3, then we would know that it is an all odd scenario because that 3 is not paired. That means the actual pair would be the other 2 odds, which would be 1s or 5s. So that might be helpful, especially since I do have a single 3, but I run the risk of either it failing and not knowing if there are no 3s or 2 3s. So that's part of that issue. I don't know if that would be worth the risk. I'm also considering testing criteria card D, seeing the sum of the first 2. Yeah, I really would like to test criteria card A, but I'm not sure how. Again, if it fails, not knowing if there are no 3s or if there are 2. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything necessarily about, it's going to be an all odd solution or 2 odds and an even. Just not sure about that. Well, let's go ahead and test. I think it's best just to test criteria card D. Okay, so the Turing Machine does not agree with my proposal of 314. So in criteria card D, we're adding the first 2 digits. So my sum of 3 and 1 is 4. So 4. So the sum of the first 2 cannot be less than 4 since the Turing Machine disagrees. So either it's equal to 6 or greater than 6. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes for D. And so we'll state that triangle plus square is either equal to or greater than 6. Okay, well that does it for, well, let's see, can we actually do anything? Yeah, I don't think we can actually cross out anything because, well, let's see. Yeah, because 1 and 5 add up to be equal to 6. And then, there are lots of other combinations where the sum of the first 2 digits can be greater than 6. Obviously, there are some that are less than, but, it's not like we can just cross them out. So, yeah, I think that's it. Well, we're going into the next round without having crossed out anything. Well, again, we've completed this round, and now we're moving on to the phase where we'll discuss how to construct a good second round proposal. So again, notice we did not test criteria card A, the number of 3s, and we did not test criteria card B, comparing the first 2 digits. And we did test the remaining 3, and of course it's D that's still up in the air. Okay, so just looking at, criteria card B, we do have an option where we could have the first 2 digits equal, and it could be 2 3s, but yeah, maybe. Well, again, we do have that criteria card A that tells us how many 3s, and so we know we can only have up to 1 even. And so what would that mean? How would you... I don't think, if there is an even, I don't think it could be circle, right? Notice in our criteria cards, there is no mention of circle at all. So somehow that circle is going to be forced into a value. And I just don't see it as being an even, because there really isn't anything there for us to, well, first determine if it's even, let alone, well, which one, 2 or 4? I just don't see anything there. So if there is an even, it's not going to be in circle. Could it be in triangle or square? I guess somehow maybe one particular even might Like, say, for instance, 4 is more likely that the sum of the first two digits is greater than 6. I mean, there are possibilities with 2, you could add it to 5, but with the 4, you have more options. And then again, what about that criteria card A, the number of 3s? It could be, that the sum of the first two digits are 6, and because we have a majority of odds, it would have to be some kind of combination of 1 and 5. And it could be, we also have criteria card B that'll tell us which one. And so if the sum is 6, but we do have a pair. So that would mean it's either, so you're right, how would you be able to pair it up? So obviously circle would be the case. Interesting. So how does circle play into this? It would be the other paired up digit. So how would you, again, circle has to be forced. So maybe the sum is greater than 6, and there may be no 3. And so the only way to get a sum that's greater than 6 would be 2 5s, maybe? And then circle would be a 1? That's the only thing that I could think of. Because you wouldn't, if there is a single 3 and the sum is greater, then how would you choose between 5 5 and 3 5, or some combination of those? You have 1 3. Well, yeah. Well, I guess the criteria card B could order it, but if there is, if one's bigger than the other, and there's only 1 3, you could sort it that way. But then if there's only 1 3, I guess if there's only 1 3, the other one would have to be a 5, I guess. So it could be something like 5 3 5, or 3 5 5, or 5 5 3 if there is one, or 5 5 1 where there is no 3. I think I'm going to go with that possibility. There is no 3 and the sum is greater than 6. So there's no 3. That forces you to, no. If there is no 3, then you could have a possibility of having a 2 or a 4. It doesn't guarantee that it would have to be a 1. And so if the sum is greater, then it'd be some kind of a 3 5. Okay, so let's go with, let's see, so the possibilities, I'll say 5 3 3. We'll say that the sum is greater than, and that triangle would be bigger than square. 5 3, sorry. No, just 1 3. 3 5 5 then. 3 5 5. Let's do that. 3 5 5. And let's see if that's close. Okay, so I guess really the reason I brought this proposal is criteria card D. Is a sum greater than? Well, let's, I guess, retest D. Okay, so yes, the sum is greater than. So we know it's not equal. So let's go ahead and cross that out. Okay, so the sum is greater. Now let's actually test criteria card B. See if how we compare triangle and square. Oops, B, not D. I already did D. B. Okay, and it is also true that since my proposal has 3 and 5 for triangle and square, my triangle is smaller than square. The Turing machine agrees with that. So let's go ahead and type that up. So again, that triangle is less than square for criteria card B. Triangle is less than square. Okay, so first of all, since triangle is less than square, that means triangle can't be a 5, because if triangle were 5, there's nothing bigger for square to be, and square can't be a 1, because if square were 1, there's nothing smaller for triangle to be. Okay, so that's just that part. Now, what about the sum of the first two being greater than 6? So that would mean that triangle could not be a 1, because if I add 1 even to 5, that's less than. Okay, so we know that's not possible. And at that point, we could have 2, 5, or 3, 5, or 4, 5. All those are still possibilities. But I don't think square could be 2, because 2 plus all of the remaining triangle values would give us 6 or smaller. So that means square cannot be a 2. Okay, what about 3? Yeah, 3 does work, because you could always add 4 and 3 together. Okay, and yeah, I think that's about it. And still, circle is a bit elusive, but like I said, it must be that pair. Let's now test criteria card A and find out how many 3s we have. Yeah, at this point, well, let's see. If there are no 3s, yeah, I don't think it's going to be no 3s, because then how would you pick triangle? So I don't think it's going to be no 3s. Could it still be 2 3s? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. So let's just go ahead and test criteria card A. Okay, so it is true that there's only one 3-digit. So let's go ahead and type that up, and we'll say that the solution has a single 3-digit. Okay, so we have a single 3-digit. So I don't think circle could be a 1, because, that's not gonna, well, let's see. Oh, yeah, if there's a single 3-digit, the other two would have to be 5, you would think, because it's paired up, right? We have a single 3, we have a majority of odds, and there is a pair. I think everything goes away but 3s and 5. Yeah, we should be able to cross out all evens and even the 1. So let's go ahead and do that, so that way we can focus on what we're seeing. So, but we do know that triangle cannot be a 5. In square, we'll just cancel the 4. And in circle, we'll cross out the 1, the 2, and the 4. Okay. Well, if we have a single 3, It would have to be triangle because that means the fives are paired up, and the only fives that I see are square and circle. So yeah, it looks like 355 is the answer. And of course, even in triangle, the only digit left was the 3. So yeah, of course, square and circle are 5s. So yeah, it looks like our solution is 355. It just did not seem, at least, it didn't just pop out for me. So I really had to cross out all the digits that did not work. Okay, so let's do a quick review. So the solution has a single 3, sure does. The first digit is smaller than the second, it is. There are more odds than evens, yeah, they're all odd. The sum of the first two do add up to something greater than 6, yeah, and you do have a pair. It looks like a winner. I don't know why, I feel a little hesitant, but let's go. Okay, so testing 355. Okay, fantastic. It did work out. Well, how did we do versus a Turing machine? So we had 5 criteria cards and we did do 6 tests. We did D twice. So, we'll see what happens there. We did do C, D, E in the first round, and C was the only correct one. And then we did the remaining 2 in A and B and retested D. So let's go ahead and type that up. So C, D, E in the first round. So C was correct, D was incorrect, and E was incorrect. And then we did A and B, and then D was correct in the second round. Okay, so we tied. So that was a close one. But a tie is still a win, so that worked out. And yeah, I think, if we go back and listen to how I kind of talked through the possible scenarios, it worked out. Obviously, yeah, the deduction or the intuition that maybe the first 2 were going to add up to greater than 6, that was instrumental to isolating, the 5s and the 3. And then again, there could have been different possibilities, especially with criteria card B. It could have been the other way around, where maybe triangle were greater than square. That would have given us a different kind of solution, but it worked out. And I'd be interested to hear how you solved it. What criteria cards did you choose? In what order? And did you notice any, special aha moment? Add those ideas and thoughts in the comment section. If you liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up so that more people can find the channel. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe to not miss out on any future videos. Well, until next time, have a great one.